would she ever do that to me? And once I said no, I was like, then this girl needs to be cut. Like, she doesn't deserve to be my friend. Like, you guys have to put your worth on another level. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Kevin Thompson. Today I want to talk about dysphoria. So I'm gonna spend the next couple of weeks talking about mental health and just how to alleviate that. I know people struggle with that, and a lot of the reason why people come on YouTube is to kind of get some hope and listen to other people and trying to feel better and trying to escape your reality. And I feel like a lot of social media and TV and video games are us trying to distract ourselves from reality, and many of us have very harsh realities. So I'm going to teach you guys some practical ways that I got rid of a majority of my mental health symptoms. These are things that you guys can practice yourselves and actually work on, and instead of just trying to push it aside or trying to cover it up with distractions. I don't want to seem like I'm telling you guys like, oh, do this and you'll get rid of your mental illness. Like, no, that's not what this is. This is more like you're just managing your mental health and how to go about it better and better ways to cope. For dysphoria specifically, so what is dysphoria, right? Dysphoria is when you have negative feelings toward yourself and your body. My dysphoria was noticeable once I started looking at other trans men, and once I figured out that I actually was trans, that's when it really kicked in. So it was definitely there, and I definitely felt uncomfortable as a girl before, but once I knew that, hey, I can change it and I don't always have to be like this, that's when it really kicked up a notch. Also, like, I've been joining a lot of Facebook groups, just trying to spread my messages, trying to spread my books around, because I just put out my second book this summer, and they were asking questions, like multiple groups were asking the same question of, do you feel like you need to have dysphoria to be trans? And maybe I'll do a video on that, but I definitely think you do. Like, even if you have just a little bit, like, you don't have to have such intense dysphoria everywhere, but like, you should have a little bit of dysphoria in either maybe your chest or your appearance, your face structure, your voice. Like, you should have some type of dysphoria if you are considering yourself trans. Why? Because if you were trans and you went out of your way to get hormones and go through all the doctor visits that you have to do before you get hormones, and risking your body and your health and putting all these external substances in, like, not even mentioning surgery, why would you go through all that if you are comfortable and content with what you have? Like, you should only be making those types of drastic changes to your body if you are uncomfortable. So yes, you need to have dysphoria if you're considering yourself even a little bit trans. I know a lot of trans people who just have top surgery. They don't want hormones. That's fine. They had chest dysphoria. A lot of people, they do hormones and they don't go through bottom surgery. Cool. You were having trouble with your physical appearance in public. Yes, by all means. But if you have no dysphoria, then being trans and transitioning is not going to be worth it for you, okay? Also, I want to get it straight to allies and people that aren't in the community. Dysmorphia and dysphoria are two different things. So dysmorphia is like body only, so you're having trouble like accepting your physicalities, and that's it. But gender dysphoria is coinciding with your mentality and how you feel about yourself, right? It's not just, oh, I don't like my body. It's like, I don't like my body because it doesn't resemble such and such. Let's say if you transition, right, and you have a body now, you have a male body. Like, I have a male body right now, but I'm still small. So now that I've transitioned, you could say, okay, now I have dysmorphia because it's not about my gender anymore. It's like strictly just my body. So so that's the difference between those two. Definitely go look at other trans dudes. This is what I did. Like, I would watch trans men all day. I would watch their transitions. You guys have to know that what I'm telling you, like, this is from an optimist point of view. You can't be a pessimist and go watch other people's transitional videos and come out of it and thinking that you're gonna feel better, because I didn't at first. Like, I went in there mad and jealous that I wasn't transitioning and that I couldn't see myself becoming a man. Like, you have to be an optimist and say, I'm not jealous that they're going through it. It was their time. My time is gonna come. My time just didn't come yet. That's what I do on my entrepreneur channel. I'm not mad at all of the people who are millionaires right now. It's like they worked for years. My favorite mentor, he worked for 7 years before becoming a multimillionaire. Like, I just started with e-commerce a few months ago. So I can't be mad that I'm not a millionaire, even though I'm putting in hard work. He put in just as much work or more for a longer period of time, so I just don't deserve that yet. So you have to know that, if you're just discovering that you're trans, you can't be mad that you're not on hormones in the first year, the first 2 years, especially if you don't have the resources and if your parents aren't that accepting. Once I found out that I was trans, it took me about 1.5 years to actually get on hormones, and I only was able to do that, really, I would say, because I graduated high school early. And since I was out of high school, it gave me a little bit more independence in my parents' mind. And my mom eventually made that decision. But there was times when I was coming to her and I was supposed to get on hormones. Like, I was supposed to get on hormones 1 year before I actually did. And she just didn't want to say yes because my dad was saying no. So it's a whole bunch of stuff that you have to overcome, and there's going to be a lot of barriers to you getting testosterone, especially if your family doesn't believe in you. The second major point here, when you're watching these other people, you have to tell yourself that it's temporary. Like, all of this that you're experiencing, all the negatives that you're feeling about yourself, you're saying my voice is too high, you're tired of being misgendered, that is all temporary. Once you get on testosterone, that's all going to change, and people aren't going to call you she anymore. It took me getting on hormones for an extended period of time for my family and my friends to be consistently calling me he. And I tried to do it before. When people don't see you as something, it's going to be harder for you to actually be able to get them to call you what you want. So a lot of my family, they would mess up a lot more when I wasn't on testosterone, when my voice wasn't deep. But it's kind of silly now if you're still calling me she and calling me by my dead name at this point in time. Like, I have a whole beard now, and my voice is really deep. Like, there's no reason that you should be calling me she now. If you're calling me she, then that's just purely disrespect. I have a half brother who we share the same dad, and I'm not going to blame it entirely on him, because I know he does have some mental problems. Like, he's not as mentally capable as the average person. When he's calling me she after all these years of me being on testosterone, like, I just don't deal with him, because I don't want to blame it on his mentality, that he is not able to process certain stuff. But like, it's kind of simple. Like, it's not that complicated to understand that your once sister is now your brother, and you should call them by the correct pronouns. I had multiple talks with him, and he just kind of refused. It wasn't that he was like not processing it, it was that he was choosing not to do it. And to me, that was disrespectful. So I had to stop talking to him. And I don't want to stop talking to my family, but that's what you're going to need to do, guys. Like, if your family is not respecting you after hormones, you need to cut them off, because that's not going to be helpful for you. That's toxic for your life. I'm a person that believes in cutting people off no matter who they are. I've had friends for years that I've had to cut off because they've disrespected me in one way or another. It was hard for me to understand what disrespect was, because I had a lot of people disrespecting me in my early years. Like, I didn't get a lot of respect. A lot of people would push me around and find me as an easy target because they thought that's just who I was. Once I got on testosterone, like, that was over. Like, there was no more pushing me around. Like, my confidence was peaking. So if you were disrespecting me, you were just gonna get cut. Like, it's just that simple. I have family members that would say, like, oh, why are you cutting people off? Like, that's unhealthy. But no, like, it's unhealthy to have people treating you any type of way. There were people in my life that were just treating me any type of way for like years, and I just stopped tolerating it after a while. So I just lost a bunch of friends, and that's okay. Like, I would rather have quality people in my life than people who are just pushing me around because they're feeling some type of way inside. Once I seen what type of friendship I could have, and how friends are supposed to treat each other, I never settle for anything less. Because one, you don't need that many friends, guys. Like, you really don't. Like, I would say you need a good two to six friends max. Like, even five, like five max. Like, that's all you need, bro. Like, all these people in the world, don't try to be friendly with people, because you don't need it. Like, you don't. You should be focusing on yourself, and in your free time you can hang with your friends, but you shouldn't just be like talking to a bunch of people. Like, I don't really trust that. I don't trust a lot of people that have a lot of friends. Like, you know, those people are not going to know you that well. Like, it's impossible for, you know, 100 people to know you like really well as a person. So, you know, just have your few friends and have your small circle and keep it pushing. That's really it. And know what a good friendship is. Know how you are supposed to be treated. Like, once I knew that good friendship, I didn't settle for nothing less. And, you know, once my friend who I was friends with for years, guys, I was friends with her for years. Once she displayed something that I thought about, and I said, okay, with my one other long-term friend who I just developed this friendship with, who has treated me the best out of any other friend, like my best friend ever, like not just my closest friend, but like my best quality friend, would she ever do that to me? And once I said no, I was like, then this girl needs to be cut. Like, she doesn't deserve to be my friend. Like, you guys have to put your worth on another level. Sometimes as a child, I felt like my worth wasn't enough, so I would try to be friends with people who I thought was cool. But guys, you are the cool person, so, you know, people should be wanting to be your friend. You shouldn't want to be other people's friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to start attracting people into your life, and quality people who are going to lift you up no matter what. Now that I've transitioned, like, I'm able to live such a higher quality of life, and, you know, I don't settle. Like, I don't settle for BS from family. I don't settle for BS from friends. Like, I'm an entirely different person, and, you know, I'm proud of that. You're gonna have to let yourself grow with time. Like, you can't just expect to be someone different after you've done the research, or even after you've watched the YouTube videos. Like, you have to experience the change yourself. So, you know, once you get on testosterone, a lot of things are going to change, and, you know, you just have to stay true to yourself no matter what, and know what kind of things in life you deserve. All right, guys, next week I'm going to talk about depression or anxiety. Haven't decided yet, but I'll keep you guys updated. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Love you guys. Stay up. Peace.